Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ramadan Radio on 87.9. So welcome to the show. You can listen to ramadanradio.org online. You can even give us a call and WhatsApp. I'm not sure if I'm going to get through all of the calls and texts through, but you can put them through and I'll give them a shout out next week. It's every Sunday during Ramadan between 6 o'clock and 6:30. Just to let you know, Asr time is just approached. So obviously, and Isha time is just after Maghrib as well. So I hope you're okay today. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Ramadan Radio. I am new. I am a bit nervous, as you can tell. And we're going to go through a lot of news, sports, travel, and information about Ramadan, about health in general, on what's going on in and around London, especially with broadcast on 87.9 FM in London. Don't forget to download the app as well at ramadanradio.org. You can go on Google Play Store where you can check out the Ramadan Radio app. Tell your friends, tell your family about Ramadan Radio, broadcasting throughout Ramadan, and it's very, very special month today. We're streaming live on Facebook as well, Ramadan Radio as well. So once again, if you want to give us a call or WhatsApp, the number you need is 077 614 60614. That's 077 614 60614. Don't forget we're on YouTube as well at Ramadan Radio. So that's Ramadan Radio. Also Twitter, LDN Ramadan Radio, and Instagram as well at Ramadan Radio London. Do give us a follow as well. So coming up, as I said, we've got news, we've got your sports, we've got your travel, and we've got your weather. So just coming up to 6:10 right now in the UK, and wherever you listen to us, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, wherever at the moment. In terms of going forward, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk to you about the weather. So today, as you can see in London, it has been very, very warm indeed. And in terms of what's going on with the weather, it is getting warmer, which is very good, with sunny intervals, gentle breeze with some clouds, which is we're expected for this week will be 12 degrees, 16 degrees. Your high, which is quite nice, especially within the last few weeks. We've been having a lot of cold weather here in London. So, you know, in terms of what's going on at the moment, and Ramadan has opened that light, you know, especially when there's an event, or, you know, when it's very sabr, you know, very calm, very patient, like, you know, I don't know if you notice it. Generally, it's very, very, very nice, and the atmosphere is a very nice atmosphere. I would love to know if you can drop us a message and let us know, and I'll read some of your messages next week on the show. Don't forget, my show is down out there Sundays from 6 o'clock till 6:30. In terms of the weather, going back to the weather, 2 degrees to 7 degrees your low. So basically we're going to expect a very cold, chilly night. So very hot and warm during the day with a cold, chilly night. So while waking up for your sahur or your sehri in the morning, you do feel a bit slightly cold. Obviously you have your food intake, so it does warm you up. So obviously you know, the cold does help. It does make you feel a bit hungry as well during the day. What I've noticed in Ramadan as well, in general, after last few hours, you start feeling hungry. So I'll talk to you more about the news on that later on in the show. We've only got literally about 20 minutes of the show, and it's a very short show, very information, giving you a lot of information, what's going on in the in Ramadan in general. In terms of that. So just going back to the weather again, as I said, today will be a dry day with plenty patchy clouds around. So the cold breeze you're going to get is slightly from the clouds. There'll be sunny spells, which you've obviously can see if you're in and around London. So it has been a warm day in places. However, there'll be that breeze again, which will be quite very cold going towards Maghrib and Isha. Tonight, expecting with some late sunshine in the evening, so very nice evening to break your iftar with some nice food, inshallah. And there'll be a bit of cloud. I said it will be kind of lingering about in the sky tonight. It's a bit cold with some clouds thickening over the night with some odd spells during space, and might be a patch of rain, but not too much. With some winds weakening overnight, so it wouldn't be too cold. So you've got a bit of wind and not wind. So it's a bit funny, the weather, you know. Allah knows, you know, in terms of what's going on in the weather, in terms of what happens next. Obviously, he's watching us in terms of going through the month of Ramadan and beyond. So going through the week now, in terms of Monday, so tomorrow, a cloudy start to the day, so there will be a bit more cloud, but it will be roughly about 12 degrees your high, so it'll be slightly a bit colder tomorrow, but there'll be a slightly sunny spells with some development of some sunny spells, as I mentioned, with that northeasterly breeze again in terms of going forward. Again, it'll be sunny intervals with gentle breeze and some clouds, and that's your Monday's forecast. Coming on to Tuesday and Thursday, 14 degrees. I think Wednesday, Tuesday will be very, very warm, so you may not need some layers. It's warming up for the weekend, so inshallah we'll have a nice weekend next week. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the weekend right now, and you know, it's obviously very, very different out there at the moment. So in terms of going forwards, Tuesday morning, I've said it'll be sunny. Clouds are expected to build from the north through the day, with a chance of outbreaks of odd rain, which I did mention, and I think we're going to get that towards Thursday and Wednesday, with a few showers from there. Going on to sunny spells developing through the week, but this should be clearing, but with some more clouds in terms of going forward. So in general, just to wrap up, I know obviously we've talked a lot about the weather, which is with sunny intervals, gentle breeze throughout the week, 12 degrees to 16 degrees throughout the day, and 2 degrees to 7 degrees during the night, which varies on that. So that's your weather here on Ramadan Radio 89.9 FM throughout London, and online at ramadanradio.com. We're live on Facebook at the moment at Ramadan Radio London, Twitter LDN Ramadan Radio, Instagram at Ramadan Radio London. Don't forget Google Play on the Ramadan Radio app, where you can listen to Ramadan Radio streaming across the world on the app. As I said, if you give us a call or if you give us a text, you can also do that. Well, some of the message, what I'll do at the end of the show is I'll get all the messages from the producers, and if there was any messages, if you could message or WhatsApp will be easier. Any feedback or questions or comments you may have, the number you need is 077 614 60614. So just remember that. As I said, it is my first show. As I said, I'm a bit nervous, and inshallah everything will go in according to the plan. I don't have that much time left, so obviously talk to you about the weather situation in terms of going forward. Today is Sunday, the 25th of April 2021. A lockdown is easing, and obviously throughout this whole year, throughout the beginning of the year and throughout the whole of last year, it has been a different Ramadan for all of us. you know, and in terms of going forwards, inshallah, now Allah is opening a light to all of us going back to normal. Inshallah, all our prayers will be answered by God and Allah is the message, Allah and Prophet Allah is it sorry, just bear with me a second. So our Prophet Muhammad salam is his messenger, and obviously they know what's going on in terms of how we're going forwards in terms of that. As I said, last sometimes just come, we're going to break fast in about literally about an hour and a half, inshallah. So as I said, everyone's fasting, myself as well. So very, very tired, as you can imagine, waking up for 3:55 in the morning. It is not easy doing that 30 days, but you know what? It's special months, and you know it only comes once a year in terms of going forwards in terms of that. What I'll do, let me go on to the travel situation. So if you're in your car at the moment, or if you're out and about listening on the app, or if you're planning to travel at the moment, just to let you know, Circle and District Line, today there's no service between Monument and Sloane Square, so please use alternative routes for that one. On the London Overground, there's no service between Surrey Quays and Clapham Junction. Use rail replacement bus between Canada Water and Clapham Junction, which is Service M, Canada Water, Surrey Quays, Queens Road, Peckham, Peckham Rye, Denmark Hill, and Clapham High Street, Wandsworth Road and Clapham Junction. Also on the London Overground today, there's no service between Hackney Downs and Cheshunt, Enfield Town by Seven Sisters. It is due to engineering works. Chingford trains will call at Cambridge Heath and London Fields. Rail replacement will run as follows. On service L1 is Seven Sisters, Bruce Grove, White Hart Lane, Silver Street, Edmonton Green, Bush Hill Park, Enfield Town, and service L2 is Seven Sisters, Bruce Grove, White Hart Lane, Silver Street, Edmonton Green, Bush Hill Park, Southbury, Turkey Street, Seaborth Grove, Cheshunt. So all the rail replacement are running from Seven Sisters if you are planning to go through Cheshunt and Enfield Town. Also today on the travel as well, it's very on the TfL rail, there's a reduced service between Liverpool Street and Shenfield with 4 trains per hour. On the roads, it is slightly busy today, so please do take care, you know, when the sun is out. Obviously a lot of people are out as well, but do try and relax in terms of going forwards in terms of your fasting. Try not to do as much stuff. Try and obviously you know, have sabr, have patience when on the road as well. There's obviously a lot of you know, a lot of things out there at the moment going forward. So that's your travel update. It's 20 past 6. Got another literally about 7-8 minutes left of the show. So yeah, that's your travel. And in terms of the sports, I'll just keep it short but sweet. At the moment, we've got the Man City and Tottenham game live at Wembley, which is allowed with 4,000 fans in the stadium. So we're obviously things are coming back to normal in terms of going forward. Just to recap on yesterday's scores, Liverpool was 1 with Newcastle. 1 with the last minute goal was the equaliser from Newcastle, so that was 1-1 Liverpool and Newcastle. West Ham yesterday lost against Chelsea. The score was 1-0 to Chelsea, and basically Chelsea I think dominated that game yesterday with the half-time score in the 43rd minute of that one. And Sheffield United, relegated, unfortunately, won their game yesterday, but didn't really make any changes with Brighton, was 1-0 to Sheffield on that. As it stands at the moment, looking at Man City, looks like they're on number 1. Number 2 is Manchester United, with Leicester at number 3. Number 4 is Chelsea as well at the moment, in terms of going forward. So it looks like there was about 77 points on there, with the relegations going forward, with London club Fulham in there at 18th, and also you've got West Brom and, as I said, Sheffield United as well. Also with the Premier League, just to quickly wrap up on this one, there'll be a social media silence on Friday with all the stuff that's going on in terms of social media. There'll be a lot of things very silent on that Friday, and it's Jummah Friday. It's obviously a peaceful day, and it's good that things like this are kicking out, the racism and what's going on generally with institutions. I won't go too much into that, but just a thought I'll let you know on that one. So just to let you know, basically Man City are holding the 5th record for the trophy, so hopefully if they win they'll try and get that record. Also Jose Mourinho was sacked on Monday, so the boss Ryan Mason will take over for that game. As I said, 2,000 fans of each side, so equaling to 4,000 there will be in terms of going forwards on that one as well. So that's your sports in terms of going forward. Just a quick one: Wolves and Burnley, 4-0. Burnley won that game. Later on, you've got, after my show, about 7 o'clock, you've got Aston Villa, West Brom, Leeds, and Man United ended up with a 0-0 draw on that one. So that was your sports update in terms of going forward on that one. So in terms of talking about health and keeping fit in Ramadan, basically a lot of good stories out as well during the week. 101 years old man from East London, Mr. Dabrul Chowdhury, walked at least 50 laps in his garden. So I know he was joined by 10,000 other people across 130 cities across the world to raise money for charity. So that is quite a long time, and he's done nearly about 420,000 laps, which is quite a lot, for a guy that age. Mashallah, he done very, very good in terms. He's also got a Just Giving page, so inshallah, try and give some money to this charity. It is a very good charity. You can find out more information if you go on Google, type his name, and I'm sure a lot of things. And when I saw that, it's a very inspiration for 101 person to be alive, and mashallah, to kind of do something like that. We had the Captain Tom Moore as well, did something like that. So it's obviously made us think on to go forwards with our health. Obviously trying to eat healthy as well during Ramadan. Obviously, it is the time of thinking about people who don't have food in general. And in terms of going forwards, it is one of those things. Just to let you know, in terms of what's coming up on the show next as well. In terms of what's going on the show, as I mentioned, we're going to have the doctor that's going to be talking about diabetics. So he'll be telling you a bit more about the health aspects of that as well going forward. So just to wrap up now on the show, thank you very much for listening, by the way. It is my first show, and it has been nerve-wracking to do a show like this, and it has not been very easy to kind of do a show from home in terms of going forwards. Not used to being into this studio is quite different. So just to wrap up again, rest is essential, so make sure you have your rest where possible. Try and have little naps and try and keep hydrated. Obviously drink a lot of water during iftar and suhoor. Time your workouts as well, so time yourself wherever you go in. Also nutrition after Islam, iftar, I mean, just make sure you have a basic good meal, not too much, and you know, just take your time. And if you are going to the gym as well, take it easy as well. Try and talk to your personal trainer if you go in there, and also take in advance of social media as well. Try and limit yourself with social media. It is very, very, you know, and there's a lot of stuff which is not